past is the past, you know?
About the past, news that was yesterday.
It's a new day, bro.
I'ma put it on
My
the
day.
line, 'cause
You gotta
it's
do it
my
now.
time. Hey, gotta stay on my grind, 'cause it's my time. My time, my time. If you with me, let me hear you say.
This is what we've been waiting for right here, y'all. This moment right here. It's my time. Come on. Low soul. Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
And welcome back, folks. This is Late in the Shot Clock, and there's another thrilling, exciting episode, and I'm your host, Justin Lopez. I'm glad to have you guys back on another Thursday evening. I'm glad I could be here this Thursday evening. I had a little health scare earlier this week, but, I didn't know what was going on. The doctors reviewed it, the situation, put me as game time decision. Earlier today, we made a little test run, and here I am, game time, ready to rock and roll. And we have a great lineup today for the show, and I'm excited to get it started. Now, as always, if you want to get involved in the show, sign in via Facebook, via Twitter, or Google+, and I'll read your comments throughout the show. And, if you got anything, just let me hear it. And we're going to just dive right into it. We're going to dive right into everything that's going on in the NBA. We're going to go to the NBA recent news that's going on, the hot stuff that's going on all in the NBA. And last week, October 1st, start of the NBA preseason. Preseason is here, folks, and I am excited. I'm ready for the... it's just so close. The NBA season is just so close, but yet so far. And, like everyone else, I'm excited to see a lot of teams, a lot of moves made throughout the offseason, a lot of different players in a new place. And, we get to see kind of a sneak peek of what the season is going to look like. And obviously, the number one target on everyone's back, the number one target that everyone's looking at is the Golden State Warriors. And Golden State Warriors play Toronto to start the NBA season preseason off. Looked very well, but more importantly, the big game that everyone's been talking about is when the Golden State Warriors recently played the Clippers. And the Clippers, I don't know if they got the memo that there was a game or what, but the Clippers lost horribly in this game. The Golden State Warriors end up winning by 45. Kevin Durant looked amazing as always. Steph Curry had a nice flow to his game. Draymond, and you just saw everyone just automatically assumed that it was going to take time for this team to gel, to mesh, to understand the tendency of the game, And it didn't look like they needed much time at all. So I'm asking you guys, is this like a sneak peek? I'm telling you no. Don't read into it just yet, because there was a lot of other elements around that game that people aren't paying attention to. One, the Clippers were not in this game at all. From the start, they were not in this game at all. Blake Griffin had 4 fouls in the second quarter, so clearly that wouldn't happen in a real game that actually counted into the season. Blake Griffin would have been taken out a while ago, but this is more for Blake Griffin to get his conditioning because he missed most of last season. And so, when you put that in perspective, I'm not reading that much into it. Plus, also, Doc Rivers said it himself. The Warriors looked at that game as an exhibition game. Ready to begin, get the season going, get the flow of the offense moving on both sides of the court. The Clippers, they thought they had no idea there was a game. And, Doc Rivers mentioned that, especially in the first quarter. And, it showed throughout the game. Not just in the first quarter, but throughout the game. So, I asked you guys earlier in the day, I said, have the Warriors ruined the NBA season? Now, a lot of people have automatically assumed yes. A lot of people say no. I'm curious to know what you guys thought. And, the Vegas has the Warriors to be 5-7 odds. I mean, that's pretty high. And, it started, I can see that, I mean, you add Kevin Durant to a team that was already great, and that's what you get. And I'm looking at the results. You guys split 50-50. No, it's half of you guys agree, half of you guys disagree. My opinion, I don't think they've ruin the NBA season. It's going to be an interesting NBA season. Like I said, a lot of different players moving. Free agency was such a big thing this season, especially because of the cap increase. So you got a lot of teams going after different players that they're not usually going after. So it's going to be an interesting look. Like I said, the Warriors are 5-7 odds to win it all. The Cavs are right there at 5-2. And the more I thought about, I'm looking at the Cavs, the 5-2 odds. I think this season is going to be the first season that you see LeBron James play stress-free basketball. And let me tell you why. When LeBron came into the league, he was labeled the chosen one. Everyone looked at him. He was the one that was going to bring Cleveland back, win him a championship. There was pressure right there from the beginning. Then he goes to Miami, and he joins Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Now you have to win. You have a team. You have to win. He wins once. Oh, you gotta go back to back. They win again. So then they go back to back. Now, after playing with Miami, he comes back to Cleveland with the hopes of bringing a championship. More pressure. What does he do? He does the impossible. Comes back from a 3-1 series and brings Cleveland a championship. Now, what? There's nothing else. I mean, I really feel like there's nothing else for LeBron James. This might be LeBron's first year in all of his career that he's playing stress-free basketball. All the pressure is really on the Warriors. I mean, you came this close to the finals. You had the illustrious season, 72-10, breaking it. Now you add Kevin Durant. Now people are expecting you not only to go 73, they expect you to probably win 75 games. Then they expect you to blow through the West. Now they expect you to win the championship. It's literally a championship or bust for them. LeBron, he already did what he had to do. He brought a championship back. So, it's something to think about. I think that LeBron's going to play stress-free basketball. It's going to be interesting. But the Warriors ruining the season, I don't think so. It's similar to what, like I said, what LeBron did with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. So I believe that people are just simply overreacting. This is people are automatically assuming that this is a NBA 2K season where you put all your favorite players on one team. It's not like that. A season has to develop. Someone said to me once, when you read a book, do you read the book? How do you read the book? By each chapter. So you have to let the season play out, one chapter at a time. Watch 10 games, see how the season develops. Watch another 10 games progressively. So I'm not going to say that the Warriors have ruined the NBA season yet. There's going to be plenty of other games to watch, and I just don't think they've ruined it at all. Other news that's going on in the NBA. Reggie Jackson of the Detroit Pistons recently went out with a knee injury. This came out earlier today. There's no surgery required, which is good. The timetable is expected to be roughly about 6 to 8 weeks, but it's still up in the air because it just recently came out, still unknown. Stan Van Gundy already mentioned, the timetable is up in the air. So with the Detroit Pistons moving up on an up and up, what do they have to do moving forward? Well, they got to do a lot of things. One, sign Steve Blake. Steve Blake is at the ends of his career. He's a lot of people he's been talking about, possibly retiring. No one's picked him up yet, but I feel like picking him up would be solid just because Steve Blake has been in the Stan Van Gundy system. He knows what to do. Stan Van Gundy knows what he's capable of doing, and I think that's just a solid relationship for the Detroit Pistons and Stephen Blake. So I think that's going to be a solid pickup. Next, the major contributions that are going to be needed from KCP, Contavious, Caldwell Pope, Tobias Harris recently just added, and then Ish Smith, the backup point guard that was recently added in the offseason. These players, along with obviously Andre Drummond, are all going to need to step up in the absence of Reggie Jackson just to keep it afloat until he comes back. Reggie Jackson is a very solid, strong player for the Detroit Pistons, and he's the captain, and in my opinion, he's able to maneuver, and he plays so well at Oklahoma City that people didn't realize it until I believe once Russell Westbrook got hurt, and then now when he moved to the Pistons, he has that aggression for the Detroit Pistons that they desperately need. So it's going to be a drop-off, but I feel like these players that I mentioned are definitely going to have to pick it up for the Detroit Pistons to have a chance in the playoffs. Potentially. We'll see. Other NBA news. We got Chris Bosh situation. Chris Bosh's health. Now, Chris Bosh was recently released from the Miami Heat. Chris Bosh has played the last 2 seasons with blood clots. They ended both his seasons pretty shortly due to those blood clots. Miami's physicians have stated that he's medically just not unable to play. Though there's been countless clips of Chris Bosh showing that he's ready to play. He's worked out several times throughout the season, throughout the off season as well, to show that he's ready. But Miami just doesn't think it's not good. It's not good for him to play with Miami Heat, and frankly, they don't think it's good for him to play, period. They think he should retire, savor his health. There's a lot of things to look forward to, and, that's what the Miami Heat have suggested to him. He thinks otherwise. He thinks that he could still play. He thinks he's still a strong asset to a team, and he's hired a private physician, and they've worked on therapy tactics to keep his body well fresh and be able to prepare for an NBA season. Now, regardless of what's going on, Miami Heat are still going to have to owe him $76 million. So he's going to get paid regardless. That part I'm not really worried about, and neither should he. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be really wealthy over the next 3 years, regardless if he plays or not. So if you're an owner or coach of a team, do you call Chris Bosh and ask him, do you want to play? A 2-time NBA champion, 11-time All-Star, averaging 19 and 9, shooting 50% for the field for his career. A guy like that, instant offense for your team, instant help, a boost for your team. But do you take that risk of him having something on the court? Do you have that? Do you do that? That's something you got to ask yourself. People, if you're listening in, I want to hear your comments about that. Do you really want to put Chris Bosh in that kind of predicament or that situation? Not only that, do you want to put your season, do you want to put your team in that situation? I mean, he could be productive, but one thing you got to ask yourself, how many games can he play? With having blood clots, you want to be very careful with that, because with blood clots, it causes you to have excessive bleeding, especially internally. One elbow to the chest could damage something, and excessive bleeding can occur, and just like that, it can happen. Another thing with blood clots as well, blood clots can travel pretty fast. How I know? From experience, folks. I personally have had blood clots that I've had travel from my calf muscle straight to my lung and cause serious issues. So, and that's just simply me just walking from one end of the parking lot to the other. So imagine if him running up and down the court for 48 minutes, that's a whole different ball game. He's not running up and down the parking lot. He's running up and down the court for 48 minutes. Do you really want to put that kind of risk on one person? Do you want to put that risk on an opponent, guarding a guy like that with this kind of situation that he's in, as a teammate, pushing him to try to make sure the team is the best they can, as a coach doing the same thing, and just as an owner itself, do you really want to risk a 2-time champion possibly, I'm going to be honest, possibly passing out on the floor? I mean, that's not good at all. I mean, that's a huge liability, And, if I was an owner of a team, I would bring them in. I'd have our team physician look at them. I would also bring a secondary source, another physician outside of the NBA, outside of our team doctors, and review him. But even then, guys, I still wouldn't do it. I mean, trust me, guys. Like I said, from personal experience, these blood clots are very dangerous, and not just to your health. I mean, you don't want to risk something like that. I understand the game that he loves so much, and he's been doing it all his career. but he's got to look beyond that. And, you know, with something like that, it's something you don't want to risk at all. You know, Chris Bosh is a great player. You know, like I said, a 2-time champion, 11-time All-Star, someone that, you know, proved a lot of people wrong in his career. And, you know, he's made a very strong name for himself. Do I think he's going to play in the league again? Just for that risk factor, I don't think so. I think that a team is not going to put their name out there, you know, for a guy that's, you know, that has so much risk. You know. It's too much. And, you know, it's something that you definitely don't want to risk, not just for your team perspective, but for him as well. You know, he's got a family to look after, and you don't want to risk that at all. Somewhere said, I think from an insurance standpoint, no team will take a chance. Exactly. You know, like I said, that something like that happening where he passes out or internal bleeding, where it causes to something that we never want to see happen on a court, that could cause some serious issue, guys. And, you know, no team wants that at all. And that is the horn for NBA recent news. We have a lot other stuff to talk about today. This is going to be a good, quick show. And like I said, if you guys want to interact with me, sign in via Facebook, via Twitter. I want to hear what you guys think about the show. This is Late in the Shot Clock, and I'm your host, Justin Lopez.
DJ Khaled! Just the remix!
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Whenever me and Khaled do the remix, everybody hands go up.
Hey, showtime!
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
We the best music!
And if you go
DJ Khaled! I'm going in! Sitting on the top floor. What you think I'm hot for? Every summer drop mode. Hits to make my stock go up. Them hands go up. Them bands go up. I'm number one in this. Then I'ma say that we the best of the best. Cry while you haters asleep. I'm yelling free Weezy. I rep the heart of the streets. Who harder than me? I'm wearing the chrome. Tell me can't stop, won't stop. Go hate on me now.
I can never get enough when it come to getting fitted. Ziggins ain't ready for my Ferrari Scaglietti. Mario ain't dreaded. Money coming fast. My honeycomb hideout is made of all glass. I can never be a racist. Wake up every morning just to count white faces. Neo in the Matrix. Glorious as Morpheus. Employed all warriors. I'm mean as a scorpion. Dr. Kevorkian.
Yo, every time I come, I gotta know when come to get a lot of money when I'm in the building and I come to say that ain't nobody better. Okay. No, I got it when I hit you with the pitter patter. Whenever they see me, then you hear a lot of chitter chatter. Ain't nobody better. I watch a lot of when I'm in a cut. So sick when I come and hit him in the gut. You will crown me king.
no matter what.
Get him. Okay, let's shine, my friend. Get up on my grind against them. Be happy that I chose to rhyme with them. Cause
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Whenever me and Khaled do the remix, everybody hands go up.
Hey, showtime!
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win.
Hey, yo, turn me up, man. I want him to hear me. Hey, yo, check this out. My heart racing like she snowing. I got a billion reasons you should know my whole name. Got the most paper, Mr. New York Times. I'm a natural born winning New York minds. Everybody getting money, but I got the first six. Now I run the game, so I toss the first pick. Yeah, I let you wife her, but she's still my first. If it's less than 9 digits, that ain't rich mama.
Hey yo, all I do is win, ain't that the reason that you really mad? Undisputed, hailing all the way from Trinidad. I ain't mad, ma, I see you on your bummy swag. I'm in that money green jag, lot of money bags. I told Khaled you the best, but I'm the bestest. Better run for cover if your name is on my checklist. You could talk slick all the way down to the welfare. As the IRS I'm paying for your health care.
Look, I'ma make this hair official. Let me clear some issues. First off, I am not for Britney Spears initials. That's no BS. At your request, lean back, you and your crew. Fat Joe, TS, yeah, it's young funeral. All black on me, so act like summer's over and fall back, homie. Winning is all I do. I'll answer all of you, but y'all ain't saying shit like prank
All I
callers
do
do.
is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Whenever me and Khaled do the remix, everybody hands go up.
Hey, showtime.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make 'em stay there.
It's already proven, I got them birds moving. All I do is win, I'm allergic to losing. Yellow gold Cuban, 9 mil Rugen. I show you what to do with them. Finish them, I'm through with them. They gon' have to jump me, it's gon' take a few of them. They don't want no problems, they might end up suing them. Disassociate yourself, have nothing to do with them. We already got a chip, we trying to get 2 of them.
Just blue trout, crack lobsters, Little Italy. Your wife see us screaming, yelling, slow down, Joe, you killing me. Beat it like a prize fight. Mommy, I'm a rude boy. You just hit the Powerball. Every day a new toy. Stick up, a mother robbery. I done did some things that have Haitian Jack proud of me. Riding through Harlem, me and Jeezy, pardon me. Puffy surfing on the hood for that keep
All I
doubting
do
me.
is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Whenever me and Khaled do the remix, everybody hands go up.
Hey, showtime.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make 'em stay there.
And we are back, folks. This is Late in the Shot Clock, and I'm your host, Justin Lopez. And, that's all I do is win. It's something that I picked because this next topic is about athletes that all they do is win. And, man, I don't even know how to even start this, but the Hall of Fame class of 2021. I'm thinking future, guys. I'm thinking way ahead of time. There's 3, no question, no doubt, Hall of Famers already, if they stay retired, in the 2000, that will be in the 2021 Hall of Fame class. Like, it's gonna be something that we've never seen before. It's gonna be unreal, and this year is gonna be a big change in the NBA. There's gonna be, obviously, there's new, like I said earlier, there's gonna be new players and new places. But there's going to be players that we're losing this year. And 3 of them are, I'm going to list them off. Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamental. Tim Duncan retired this offseason. Tim Duncan is, what can you say about Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan's a 5-time NBA champion. He's a 3-time NBA Finals MVP. He's won the MVP of the season twice, 15-time All-Star. I mean, the list goes on and on. First team, 10-time first team, 3rd time second team. He's won the Rookie of the Year. I mean, this is Tim Duncan, a staple in the San Antonio Spurs offense and defense, who's literally, aside from Greg Popovich, picked that team up and made them who they were. So, Tim Duncan is someone we're going to terribly, to have someone like that in the NBA where you can always talk to is just someone that we're going to count. It's going to be so massive to miss a guy like that. Tim Duncan. But ladies and gentlemen, Tim Duncan. Next, we have arguably, not even arguably, he is my favorite player of all time. People, if you know me, he's, the best, and not the best player, but he's just my favorite player of all time. Kobe Bryant, as you guys all know, hung up his shoes at the end of this season as well. And Kobe Bryant, what an illustrious career he had. 20 seasons with the Lakers. I mean, 20 seasons with one team. Just like Tim Duncan. Like, that's just playing all his career with one team. It's just something you don't see every day. A 5-time champion as well. Finals MVP twice. He won the MVP in 2008. I mean, 18-time NBA All-Star. I mean, he's won the All-Star MVP 4 times. I mean, the list goes on and on. Accolades about him as well. Kobe Bryant is known for being a guy who was the closest to Michael Jordan. A lot of people compared him constantly over and over again. And I mean, he's step for step right there with him. And, you know, when Kobe's career started to go down, in regards to his physical capability, what did he do? He practiced his footwork. He practiced his craft day in and day out. A lot of people didn't like him as a teammate. You know, Kobe wasn't very fond of a teammate. But you knew when you played with Kobe was going to get the best out of you every single night. And so, just like Tim Duncan, you know, granted they did it in different ways, but Kobe kind of did it similar to Mike, where he constantly challenged you day in and day out. And so, a guy like that throughout the NBA, you know, it's gonna be so weird to miss him like that. And, you know, him being my favorite player it's heartbreaking to watch him go, but I get it. That time was going to come eventually. And finally, who recently just retired? Oh man, the big ticket, Kevin Garnett, recently retired. He originally had one more year left in his contract with Minnesota. They bought him out, and he decided to retire. He is also an NBA championship, won an NBA championship with the Boston Celtics. He was an MVP in 2004. He's a 15-time All-Star. I mean, the list goes on and on about him too. I mean, a guy who was, I think he developed a lot of what you see in the game today in regards to big men, knocking down the mid-range jump shot, you know, being athletic and running the floor as a big man. You know, he's one of those key guys that, you know, created the game today, as well as the other two, Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan. So you put them, I mean, two of them went straight out of high school to the NBA. Tim Duncan went to Wake Forest all 4 years and played a tremendous career. So you see all three of these players, you know, well-groomed into the NBA and created huge names for themselves, for the NBA, and just for the world itself. So with these three amazing guys being retired, you know, and they're going into the Hall of Fame at the same time in 2021, you got to ask yourself, could this be the best Hall of Fame class forever in all time? Could this be? And, you know, we talked about the Hall of Fame last show. If you didn't check the last show, this is a perfect time after the show to check it out. Show number 5, the I'm Back show. This class is just, I mean, last class has, you know, Shaq, Yao Ming, Allen Iverson, Tom Izzo. This class still has room to grow too as well. But if you look at just these three guys itself, 11 NBA titles, 4 MVPs, 48 All-Stars appearances. I mean, that's most by any trio. They all rank in the top 20 in scoring. You know, so you ask yourself, is this the best class? You know, the first thing I look at the 2009 class, obviously, because it had Michael Jordan. It also had David Robinson, Jerry Sloan, and John Stockton. You know, so that's a powerful group in itself. Then in my opinion, I look all the way back to 1982. You had Oscar Robertson, Jerry Lucas, and Jerry West. You know, that class was amazing too. So you ask yourself, you know, is this class the best class? And I say yes. Having these three guys just to start off, we don't even know what's going to happen in the future. There's been rumors about Popovich. There's been rumors. And then you look at the women's side too. There's Tamika Catchings rumors. I mean, there's constant. But just starting with these three guys, I don't think you get any better than this. Not even close. These guys are hard workers. You know, these guys constantly pushed himself and pushed the game to newer heights. What I liked about each one of these guys is each one of these guys have dominated the game differently. Like I said, differently. Kobe dominated the game from the perimeter, and took out after Michael and became the 5-time champion that he is. Tim Duncan dominated in the post and, Mr. Fundamental, constantly doing everything the right way, back to the basket, arguably one of the greatest power forwards of all time. In my opinion, he is. And then you have Kevin Garnett, who, like I said, groomed the game into what it is today, the athletic stretch forward, and someone who's able to knock down the mid-range jump shot. So if you ask me, I say these guys are by far the Hall of Fame class of 2021 will be the best class in NBA history, in basketball history. I really don't see another class topping that. If you guys think another class tops it, let me hear it. Like I said, sign in via Facebook, via Twitter, or Google+. I kind of want to hear what you guys think about that. But, they're all champions. All they did was win. All they did was win. And, for that, I knocked my hat off to them, all of them. 2021 class will be the greatest class in NBA history, in basketball history, in my opinion. And that is the horn. We got one more segment, guys. Like I said, this was going to be a short show due to some health situations, but I appreciate you guys listening. Like I said, if you ever want to listen to the show, if you want to chime in during the show, if you want to ask me questions throughout the show, my phone's right here. Blow it up. Just ask me questions, and I'll definitely throw them out throughout the show. We got one last segment, At the Buzzer. And At the Buzzer is always a topic of my choosing, so I'm excited to talk about this one. This is Late in the Shot Clock, and I am your host, Justin Lopez.
Yo, Tim and Bosh, do me a favor, baby. Turn up them drums a little bit. Yeah. Now we bouncing. I like that. Come on, fellas.
Plenty of friends and all the Philly steaks you can eat. Against the way you used to dream about this every day. Could it really happen? All those dreams just fade away. But there was aliens singing the days that it sounds smooth. So we started a group and here we are, kicking it just for you.
Yo, these 4 new jacks is real smooth on a harmony tip. Nick, Mike, Sean, and Juan, you know the mentality. Keep flipping the gift.
The spotlight is on us now. Watch us do this. Live and direct from Philly town. Rubbing hype and we can get down. We are ready to go, so now the world will know that we flow. Back in school, we used to dream about this every day. Get it really heavy. All those dreams just fade away. There was aliens singing the days that it sounds smooth. So we started a group and here we are, kicking it just for you.
Y'all know we had to do it. It's the H2O. Boys to Men and Mike Viv. Now you know. Now check this out. One day back in Philly, 4 guys wanted to sing.
And welcome back, guys. This is Late in the Shot Clock. I'm your host, Justin Lopez, and we have reached the end of the show. And this segment is called At the Buzzer. This is my 5 seconds left of the shot clock where I get to pick a topic of my own and, spread the floor a little bit, ISO, and talk about something that I hold, I've been watching, I've been monitoring this. And, I picked the song Motown Philly because I want to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. And more specifically, I want to talk about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, first overall draft pick for the Philadelphia 76ers. And, I watched him with LSU, and then I watched him, draft day. He's in the preseason. He looked great. I'm not going to lie. Definitely a big jump from LSU to the NBA, and he looked pretty dang good. I mean, I think he's gonna be a star in the making for the NBA, and he looks great. But recently, he just had surgery on the right foot, successful surgery, might I add. And currently, there's no timetable out for him. As Colangelo reported, there's no timetable for his return. And, based on previous players who've had this surgery, it says roughly about 3 to 4 months for Ben Simmons to return. However, my problem with this whole situation is not Ben Simmons, it's his agent, Rich Paul. Now, Rich Paul is currently a top-tier agent who represents players like John Wall, Ben McLemore, and obviously the Finals MVP himself, who's close friends with LeBron James. And Ben Simmons has Rich Paul is the agent of Ben Simmons, and Rich Paul has already came out and said Ben Simmons won't play this season. And someone said J.R. Smith too. He's an agent for J.R. Smith too. He's got a little work to do because J.R. Smith still hasn't been signed yet. Just saying. But I have a problem with Rich Paul. I have a bone to pick with him simply because he's already said that Ben Simmons won't play. Now, I'm all for, I was all for him doing this, during the LSU. Doing this with LSU, making sure he makes it to the NBA, preserving yourself for the NBA career. I'm okay with that. I get it. Do I like it? Do I agree with it? No, but I understand that. I understand that from that perspective. Do I think he should be doing this now? Hell no. And let me tell you why. I mean, I get what he's doing. He wants to make sure he has a long career. He's going to be the potential future for the 76ers. I get that. But Rich Paul, you're not the coach, nor the owner. Actually, you work for Ben Simmons, technically. So, therefore, you don't call the shots here. Are you a doctor? I don't think he's a doctor. So, therefore, he shouldn't be making these, statements about, oh, yeah, he won't play, or we'll let you know when he plays. No, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. You do not dictate when someone plays. You may give suggestions. We may listen to your opinion, but you don't publicly state that you won't play. That's something that Ben Simmons will have to do, or the doctor or the owner of the 76ers. So, I don't like that. You work for him, not the other way around. Not at all. If the team wants him to report to the facility, he reports to the facility. You don't tell him. It's not like you tell him, oh, no, dude, don't go. Because his contract is with the 76ers. You don't want especially as being a rookie, as Ben Simmons is, you definitely don't want that in the locker room. You lose respect in the NBA. You're definitely going to lose respect in the locker room. And overall, you're going to create this image as like, oh, man, this guy Ben Simmons, he's a picky, snobby NBA rookie who thinks he's like a prima donna and he gets whatever he wants. We get that you're great. We get that you have great potential. Let me rephrase that. You have great potential. We don't know how great you will be or how great you could be in the NBA. You just have a great upside right now. It's a little hazy right now because you just had surgery on your foot. We don't know how you're going to react to surgery. We'll see. But there's a lot of things we don't know. And for Rich Paul to go out there and say he won't play, I have a bone to pick. Like I said, he doesn't call the shots here. He's there to negotiate contracts with the team, other endorsements, but he doesn't dictate when you play and when he doesn't play. That's something that it's a discussion with the owner, the coach, the team doctor. Other than those four individuals, that's who should be, that's who should be making the decision of whether Ben Simmons should play or not. I get it that he wants to look after him. I get that, but he needs to step back. I think he really needs to step back and let the surgery develop. He just had surgery. We don't know what's gonna happen. He may progress. He may push the timetable faster than what people think. You never know. So, for that perspective, I think Rich Paul's wrong, and I think he needs to take a step back in this whole situation and let it progress. Just wait. He shouldn't have came out and made that statement. Just let it progress. And that is the show, guys. I appreciate you guys listening to Late in the Shot Clock with your host, Justin Lopez. We will be back on October 20th, 7 p.m. sharp. It's going to be the week before the NBA season. And so with that, we're going to do NBA predictions of the whole season. I'm going to go through a whole season of predictions. I'm going to go over awards. I'm going to go over the MVPs. I'm going to do all that. And I am going to predict the champions, the NBA Finals, and the champions for this year's season. So it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for the season to start. You guys keep watching preseason games. If you got questions or you want to hear what I think about the preseason so far, follow me on Twitter at Late in the Shot Clock, or follow me personally on Twitter at JustinJLow24. Look on the Facebook page, Late in the Shot Clock. Find that. Write questions there. And, just let me hear it. I want to hear what you guys think. And, so that is the show. Ben Simmons, my last advice to you: don't pay attention to the guy that's behind in the crowd, in the stands. I appreciate that you're looking at him. Pay attention to the guy in the owner's box.
You gon' get left. I don't check my bags cause I'm jet lagged. About to touch down, hit the fucking shopping center. I'm so hungry, it's ironic, I ain't got no time for dinner. I'm in that convertible, I'm cruising down the highway. I did it my way. I'm in that convertible, I'm cruising down the highway. Blowing ganja, that's a highway. You don't even know the half, I like keeping it like that. Yeah, I'm at the game, but I leave before the half, cause I'm a G like that. Yeah, I'ma be right back. Woo. Man, I'm twisting up Corona tops. Used to be on the field, now I'm in the owner's box. Ooh, owner's box. Don't compare me to your last dude. We organic. That man is fast food. Nah, don't compare me to your old dude. That man is old news. We organic. We so Whole Foods. My life feel like a business venture. I'm benefiting cause I'm beneficial. I finished dinner, then I finished dinner. You heard me right, I finished dinner. Yeah. Followers are real, but her friends ain't. Prada bag is real, but her tits are fake. She took a pic today. She posted on that gram. That shit is going ham. Damn, right about now, man, my girl's a centerfold. I don't know which one of us is next to blow. Thought I'd let you know my dick ain't professional. I call it tic-tac-toe, cause I gave my exes those. Man, I'm twisting up Corona tops. Used to be on the field, now I'm in the owner's box. Ooh, owner's box. Don't compare me to your last dude. We organic. That man is fast food. Nah, don't compare me to your old dude. That man is old news. We organic. We so hopefuls. If you ain't acting right, you gon' get left. I don't check my bags, cause I'm jet lagged. About to touch down, hit the fucking shopping center. I'm so hungry, it's ironic. I ain't got no time for dinner.